Well, good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, excited to be with you and share the news with you. I am going to tell you flat out, these leftist turds, they lack imagination. And I'm not talking about Democrats, I'm talking about hard left prosecutors. Watch this report from Waukesha and what's going on out there. It is like nuts, okay? It really is. And hey, before I get going, really want to thank MyPillow, MyPillow.com. Promo code Lumberjack will save you up to 66%. Get some of those Giza sheets, man. They are, I'm telling you, I didn't know sheets were a big thing. These things are awesome, all right? You can also get some merch at lumberjacklogicshow.com, or at least enter your email address. But out of the AP, Waukesha parade crash, suspects bail raises questions. No crap, Sherlock. You guys probably already know the bail was set at $1,000. Look at this. The suspect in the Washington Christmas parade crash in suburban Milwaukee that killed 5 people was free on a $1,000 bail posted just 2 days before the deadly event. A fact that is leading to a review of what happened and renewed calls for giving judges more power to set higher bail. So the background on this, folks, there's, they were constantly calling for bail reform. People had bails that were too high, and all these, disadvantaged and impoverished people with these high bails. Look, I mean, if you got a speeding ticket, whatever. I mean, but if you're killing people, that's another thing. I mean, really? Okay, it doesn't matter who you are. If that's your deal, you probably shouldn't have $1,000 bail. And you're like, well, what was he out on? You won't believe this crap. Okay, let me go on here. Okay. One pending case against Darrell Brooks Jr. included an allegation that he deliberately hit a woman with his car. Okay, if you guys didn't get the report I did yesterday, it's fine, it was long. But look, this guy had actually posted about, on Twitter, I believe it was, on how to kill people with this car and get away with it. He hits a woman with the car. Now, don't worry, just wait till you get into leftist mind here. It's going to get better, all right? Prosecutors in Milwaukee County on Monday called their bail recommendation inappropriately low. No shite, Sherlock. Okay, given the facts of the case in the Sunday crash, and said they would review it. Oh, Lord, we just pray for those families out there. I mean, I kind of make light of some of this stuff, but the situation itself is very heavy, okay? Julius Kim, a defense attorney and former assistant prosecutor, said the bail could have easily been set to more than twice as high. He was accused of running over the mother of his kid, and to put it at $1,000 strikes me as low, Kim said. It could have been an inexperienced attorney who happened to be reviewing cases that day. Or maybe not. Okay, police said Brooks, 39, was behind the wheel of the SUV that sped through the parade route in Waukesha on Sunday, killing 5 and injuring 48 others. Okay, so now, I mean, we had heard initially a couple dozen, and then it was up to 40, or 5 and 40. Now it's 5 and 48. Waukesha Police Chief Dan Thompson said Brooks was leaving the scene of a domestic dispute that had taken place just minutes earlier. Okay, that doesn't mean he was fleeing the police. I mean, this whole narrative. So they're going to go on here, and I'm going to tell you something. This guy was not right in the head, speeding through a parade route like that. Was he high? Was he what? I don't know. He obviously had, I went through all of his social media posts with you guys yesterday. If you haven't seen that, you can go back and watch. I'm not going to do it again, but the bottom line is, all his songs, this guy, I think it's demon possession. I'll just be real, okay? That's where I think it's coming from. Anyhow, a lot of satanic imagery in his videos. He is, drugs themselves are of sorcery and demonic. It's disgusting. Anyways, all right. Brooks has been charged with 16 crimes since 1999. This is why, okay, so my friend, he was Peace Officer of the Year, Minneapolis 5th Precinct. This is why he talks about officers getting jaded. Well, you'd get jaded too if you're arresting the same people over and over again, and leftist prosecutors don't want to prosecute them, but want to prosecute everything that is done by a conservative's right-wing terrorism. Okay, really, okay? That included resisting or obstructing an officer, reckless endangering, disorderly conduct, bail jumping, and battery for the November 2nd incident. And you could just look at what the guy says. Okay, it's going to get really crazy here. Just hold on. Listen to what these liberals have to say. Thompson said police were going to recommend he face 5 charges of first-degree intentional homicide, which is punishable by life in prison. Good. He was to appear in court Tuesday afternoon. Legal experts caution that this is it. Listen to this. Who are these legal experts? Okay, ask yourself, listen to this. Who are these people? Legal experts caution that one extreme case should not be reason to push for a higher bail amount that would keep poorer defendants behind bars longer while they await trial. We don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction here and say, let's lock up a lot of people pre-trial, said John Gross, a law professor at the University of Wisconsin Law School and also director of its Public Defender Project. I guarantee you, Johnny Boy is a hard lefty. I'm sure the district attorney's office is going to look back at this and ask themselves, did we get this wrong? Did we get this wrong? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw the video where there was a little girl standing and his vehicle just zoomed right on by her. I was like, kind of makes you sick to your stomach as a parent to see some little child that close to getting run over. And then as he went along, and then liberals said, well, the only people that are hit was when he couldn't dodge them. What? You don't do that. Okay. This guy, I mean, really? What? But these people are messed up. I mean, who would make an excuse like that? That's pretty pathetic. Anyways. This is such an extreme incident. Could they reasonably expect he would get behind a vehicle and run people down on a parade route? What would have alerted you to the capacity he would have had for this kind of violence? Well, you moron. He tried to run his lady friend over with a vehicle. He's got rage all over the place. Now, I understand, this is pretty extreme, right? I mean, who could have foreseen that? It's not something, like you normally think of. I mean, but, you could imagine it with this guy's record. But liberals lack imagination. They lack humor, too. If you haven't noticed that, they're like totally unfunny people. Anyways, some Republicans were quick to jump on the case as an example of a broken legal system. Let's just read that paragraph one more time from the AP. Some Republicans were quick to jump on the case as an example of a broken legal system. Sounds like Republicans pounce, just worded differently. Okay. Republican Rebecca Kleefisch, a former Wisconsin lieutenant governor who is running for governor in 2022, called the killings yet another avoidable tragedy that occurred because a violent career criminal was allowed to walk free and terrorize our community. I want to know, hey, for those of you out in Wisconsin, Rebecca here, I like the name Rebecca. I have a daughter named Rebecca. But where's Rebecca at on election reform? I want to know where she's at on that. That's got to be kind of a litmus test for these people. And Republican State Rep Cindy Dukow said that she was introducing a constitutional amendment that would change the bail process in Wisconsin to allow judges to consider a defendant's danger to the community when setting bail. You think? All right. He tried to run over his girlfriend with his car. That's attempted murder, Dukow said. If you're a danger to society, you should have to work to get out. Fair enough, okay? Thompson, the police chief, said that there was no evidence the bloodshed Sunday was a terrorist attack or that Brooks knew anyone in the parade. Brooks acted alone, the chief said. Here's the thing. I waited. I didn't do anything that night, and I just went through his social media because the first reports are always wrong. People were saying 3 people in the vehicle. One of the guys was shooting a rifle out the window, and you heard all this crazy stuff. And it wasn't right. You had the other one, it was just he was fleeing the police because of a knife. No, not right again. Okay, all these first reports are wrong. That's why you just have to just like back off and wait till things actually come out, because there is such a rush to get news out, to get clicks, to get whatever. I mean, it's just nuts. The only thing you could say at the beginning was this guy hit all these people with his vehicle. Then they pulled his Twitter feed, right? But somebody had archived it, so you could go back and look at those, and you could start drawing you could ascertain what this guy was about, but you didn't know fully what happened. Was he fleeing from police? Was it what? I mean, obviously, and we'll still find out more as we go along. Of course, he is an aspiring rapper, a very untalented one, on a YouTube page. A video that has since been removed showed him rapping in front of a red SUV resembling the one at the parade. The rapper uses the name Meth Boy Fly on his Twitter and other social media accounts. He is not a good guy. You can figure that out, okay? But you know, clergy, kids, the dancing grandmas, you know, this guy you know, hit a lot of good people. You know, Mayor Sean Riley described the parade as a Norman Rockwell type event that became a nightmare. It's a sad story. The guy obviously is going to do time, but you know, this whole we don't want to overreact here. You know, put people up on more bail. I mean, this is how these people think. Anyways, hey, I love you folks. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and thanks so much for supporting the sponsors the way you do. Love y'all. Peace out.